haven't played in a couple weeks, so... however, 2 weeks ago was another sort of kind of build-up session where you guys kind of sat and chatted with each other.
Oh, yeah.
I know where we're at.
Formed the loose parts of a strategy of what you plan on doing. Felzar informed you a little bit more about the keep and kind of the layout of it, talking about how it was surrounded by the marsh and basically a deep moat with a single bridge that was the entrance that you had to walk across to get to the gates of this castle. The bridge itself was suspended in the air quite a ways, and he had also informed you that there were likely to be a bunch of abominations kind of running around and safeguarding it. So you guys had talked about different ways of how you planned on entering the castle, whether it was a full-on assault, a hit-and-run tactic, a diversion, and seemingly settled onto a plan. But just before the night had come to an end, Nox had used I believe, was it divination? Is that what it's called?
Augury.
No, divination.
Was it divination? Was it just augury?
Augury is wheel woe.
That's
Divination,
right.
she got the riddle.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, to ask about the abominations in which you got a reply from your god in the form of a cryptic riddle that informed you that there are at least 3, if not more, but at least 3 abominations that were wandering around. The riddle spoke of a demon, a troll, and a well-oiled machine.
If I remember right, we tried to make knowledge checks on the machine and didn't gain much, right?
You rolled something about it.
I don't think we got much information, but I remember we did try that, so we didn't do it again.
I do remember you trying, but I don't remember what you asked.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we rolled very high, so we didn't have much of all.
With this newfound information being brought to light, it's sort of piqued Thelzar's curiosity in the fact that there should be many more abominations. And if there were only 3, then perhaps something is preventing more from coming out or being made, or something is happening inside the castle. But on that same note, it cannot be said that there are only 3. The riddle just told you of 3.
I asked specifically for any key ones that we needed to be mindful of.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And those were 3.
Can someone refresh me the riddle real quick again as we start the session?
Abominations come in 3. A demon, a troll, and a well-crafted machine. Defenders they stand, but are not what you seek. When they fall, open becomes the key. I wrote it down.
I did too. I just want to go through the energy of turning pages when you can do that for me.
And we do know that there is a arcanist somewhere in the castle as well.
Or supposed to be.
Yeah.
The question was posed, could he have gone through the portal? We don't know.
He could be dead for all we know.
That would be interesting.
Could be an undead.
Yay, Lich.
I don't want to fight more undead stuff.
Same. I want to fight something living this time.
Oh, come on. Undead's fun. No?
No.
Me? Yeah, alright.
I'm not playing a cleric. I don't think it's fun.
Look at it this way, too. You can't put undead things in your sword, can you?
As long as I've got a soul.
That's the debate of undead things.
Some of them do, some of them don't.
Some people do, some people don't.
So when we had ended the session, you guys were on Felzar's back, flying to the keep itself. Morning had come. You had done your preparations and were on your way there.
Felzar also had to do some very serious convincing for Theo not to try to turn into a crocodile or some such and go and scout it out too, if I remember right. He was like, no, you don't want to do that.
So, what did we actually decide for our plan of attack? I don't remember.
Full frontal assault, I think.
Uh,
I think is what was determined was best, because I didn't write it down, but now that everything's been mentioned, I'm starting to have it kind of come back to the front.
it's either that or...
I thought he was going to try to fly us and put us down on top of the wall, and then
Yeah.
he was going to attack the front door to try and draw him out.
And then we
This
Am
is
I
one of those
misremembering?
you don't remember. Yeah,
No, I thought-
flushed
Because if
out.
we only have to kill 3, the full frontal assault was probably the best thing, so that we can just focus those 3.
But then we were going to be stuck on the bridge.
Or maybe just inside the courtyard of the bridge.
Because there's the long bridge that went over to the front
Mhm.
doors.
I can't remember honestly.
So I think the plan of going to the roof and being dropped off was the initial plan.
No, I know. I remember. Yeah, we did
But
discuss that.
after the divination spell had gone off and you had learned of the 3 abominations, it was then talked about just storming the bridge and seeing if you could
Okay.
take them all out at once.
Have fun storming the castle.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I didn't write it down either, so.
Small chance of success, certainty of death. What are we waiting for?
Okay, Gimli.
I love how you guys just quoted Princess Bride and then Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Because we're nerds.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're flying in the back of the dragon
Just
with
smacking,
Saltar keep.
Things up.
Yeah, and if we're successful, we get a keep. So.
Well, if we're not, we're dead. So
Yeah.
What do we get to keep?
we get to
Castle.
keep.
You get to keep a keep.
Yeah, we get to keep.
What?
Keep.
Yeah, keep.
The keep gets to become ours.
It's like it's like one of those eggs that you open and it's another egg.
Tchotchke.
You know, yeah, we get to keep a keep. It's the same as
Matryoshka nesting dolls.
222. It still makes sense. It's still a sentence. English. It's a fascinating language.
So, Felzar had mentioned that it is not very far away. To take the waters would have basically taken you an hour if you did decide to swim there. So going by flight is probably only going to take around 10-15 minutes or so. There is a little bit of daylight. It is the early morning, the very beginnings of dawn, but there is enough light to kind of illuminate the surroundings as you are flying through. So if there are any last minute preparations or anything like that you wish to do, you can do so while you're on his back.
I need to go to town.
Anastasia is with you as well, wanting to aid and join in the fight. So, the 10 minutes pass, and you begin your descent out of the sky down onto the ground, where there is a small clearing in the marsh where the dense overhead forest kind of comes to a stop. And it's, I say dense, but it's not so much dense in that there's a lot of trees. There's not a lot, but the ones that are there have those just big, like hanging trees where they have like the really long, droopy.
Oh, they're like willows?
Yeah, willows. That just
Don't
cover
find one.
a vast amount of sky. But there's an opening where now for the first time you guys can actually see what this looks like, and The first thing that you see is the long wooden bridge that goes from one side of the marsh across to the other. But there is a very deep slope where the marsh kind of turns into almost this lake that surrounds it. And it is a direct cutoff, like it was dug intentionally.
I mean, that makes sense, though.
The bridge is fairly wide, probably about a good 40 feet wide or so, and about somewhere between 80 to 100 feet long, just by looking at it from my side. There are quite a number of wooden beams that support it on the bottom, so it's not held up by just like 2 on the front and back. It's got probably 8 or 12 that go along the middle.
That's reassuring.
There's also a trying to think who might know best. I'll just have all of you guys roll me a perception check.
Not bad.
Yeah, we're starting off really good.
Could have been worse.
What'd you get?
13.
13.
1 second. I have to roll those changing spells. That's a natural
Oh,
1.
yeah, that's a great start.
Hey, Nox is busy praying for new spells.
Yeah. Great start.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I got a 14 on the die for an 18.
Okay.
19 on the die for a 21.
You're right.
I was
Kai.
afraid you'd beat me.
Kai, you are the only one who spots it. Percy, you're keeping a watchful eye out. You're looking at the bridge, but you're also looking around the bridge, looking to see if there's anything maybe in the water that you can see or by the castle gate. The rest of you, Drex, you're also kind of keeping a fairly good eye out, but you're also kind of got this kind of wide scope view. Theo and Nox, you guys are... Nox, you're kind of deep into a prayer, kind of occasionally like glancing to the side just to take peeks, but you're really not focused on it. And Theo, you're like the scene from Titanic.
sounds about right.
He's got that Fabio hair going.
Anastasia rolled a 2, so she's lifting you.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
She's lifting me up?
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
The 10-year-old's got the strength, huh?
I mean,
But Kai,
given
you see
Theo's area of exploration, I'm
the
sure he
bridge
would
where
No,
the
it's not
wood
upset, it's just weird.
is sort of split in the middle, where even though the bridge is supported by beams from the underside, it looks like there is some sort of kind of retracting mechanism that can still cause the bridge to be put down. if
Oh,
it
so
needs
it's
to.
like a drawbridge.
It is, but it doesn't go up, it falls down.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, well, that's gonna
It's
be
a trapped bridge. Got it.
That's gonna be a major pitfall. Huh.
I guess I'm flying. When I find out.
But moving on from that, the keep itself is this incredibly large and long, made of stone, where there are 4 circular towers, castle towers, in each of the corners that have long walls that kind of connect it in a long rectangular shape.
One pentagon.
There is a in between the walls, so in the center of it, as you're kind of overhead, you can see where there's a large courtyard in the middle of it, where the castle itself is placed in the walls, both on top and on bottom, and then there is just the large open field in the middle.
Nice big
There,
old
that's
courtyard.
where I want to be.
It sits alone, the only building on this stretch of land, and it takes up the entire stretch. So right up to the border that drops off into the water, the castle goes all the way to the edge. There is not an inch of extra space.
Seems more likely that the castle was built and the moat was dug.
Sounds that right?
It's usually how it works anyway.
And then on the opposite side of the bridge, there is a very long and large, made of both metal, steel, and wood, a gate that sits closed, that is kind of barred in 3 different ways.
Okay.
Elzar begins making his descent down, stopping on the opposite side of the bridge, but still kind of bordering the marsh, a good probably 150 feet away or so. Enough that it's in eyesight, but still far enough away to
It's still in my range.
talk a little bit. However, as he kind of stops to the ground and the wings kind of... he turns his head over his shoulder. They know we are here. At least they know I am here. We have long since been in my detection range. How do we wish to go about this?
Here's the thing. The bridge is kind of like a drawbridge, but in reverse. They could drop it out from underneath us, it'll collapse down.
That does sound like a fun place to be.
Notice that when we were flying?
It sounds unfortunate for people who can't fly.
You mean most of us?
Or swim.
I can swim just fine.
Well, drawbridge might be out of the question. We can always do a dive bomb attack.
I mean, there is that courtyard.
And yeah, we can go back to plan A, B, Z, D, whatever plan that was.
Well, I'd much prefer to fight in the courtyard than on the bridge.
He can just drop us off. I don't know, but I don't know if he could land, or we would just have to jump and just hope for
Pray.
the best. I mean, I'm fine,
I'll be fine.
but it's just
As long as it's not a very far fall, I won't hurt.
Yeah, it depends on what's in the water, though.
I mean, Thelzar basically told Theo not to attempt swimming over here on his own because it was so dangerous.
I think he just didn't want me going by myself.
Well,
Either way.
he did tell us. I do remember him specifically saying there are giant crocodiles and other vicious
we
animals
need
that live in the
to
moat.
either say fuck it and still take the bridge, or come up really quickly with a new idea. How close to the keep can you fly us, Thaldar? Without problems.
It depends on how strong the spell is. If it's true that the number of abominations has decreased, perhaps the sorcerer that lives within has weakened. If that's the case, perhaps I could join you to the other side of the bridge.
Are they gonna come after us out here?
They will not cross it unless they are certain they can chase me. Last I attempted this crossing, I damaged my wings.
So
That's why the Hydra chased you.
Right.
Fun fact. I need to be level 8.
Might be.
You also ran really, really far being chased by that Hydra, by the way.
They are relentless. They are abominations. They do not feel fatigue.
If it looked like we were attacking you, do you think they would come out to try to help take you out? And then just eat us at the end?
I don't know. They are not intelligent. They would likely strike the closest or biggest thing to them.
So it might be the bridge anyway.
Just be careful, everyone.
Is there a way we could potentially, one of us, or whatever, get across to disable that mechanism? So they can't use it?
How long is the bridge again?
It's about like 80 to 100 feet.
80? If my doubled movement speed, if I use Step of the Wind, or if I just dash, is 90.
Right, but
So
is the door open?
no.
The gate? That's the other issue, how you get through the gate.
Well,
This would be so different if I had that.
And yes, you can get across, but the rest of us can't. I mean,
Are
somebody can fly, somebody can naturally swim.
I could fly.
I mean, I guess you could just drop me off and I can stand on the other side of the bridge and take pot shots with my crossbow that I
So,
got from the ox.
the gate
But that's about all I'd be good for.
is just a wrought iron gate, basically.
So there's...
Or
I assume
portcullis.
it's more like a drawbridge,
Give
but I
me...
could be wrong.
Give me either another perception or an investigation check.
Everybody or just Theo?
Just the
Because he's the one that asked.
If somebody would like to assist him, they can.
Sure.
I'm crazy good at investigation.
I am too, but I think you got me beat by 1.
Uh-huh.
But you have a +8,
Uh-huh.
and I have a +7.
I got
So
a minus.
I also have expertise in it, though.
I rolled an 11.
An 11? Perception or investigation?
Perception.
Perception. So it's kind of hard to tell because you're so far away still, but the gate itself is large enough that you can make out some details.
I didn't take
There
some
are-
shape, sorry.
2 to 3 pieces to this gate.
I
There
chose
is the
standard
actual
instead of
wooden,
some
like
shape.
large double-framed doors themselves that open and close, with the combination of both a vertical and horizontal steel gate with bars that come down both directions. They come down and across.
So it's basically got a sideways portcullis, a normal portcullis, and a doors.
Are there windows in the doors?
No.
Are there arrow slits in the keep side?
It's too far away.
We could ask Belazar. I mean, it was his keep at one time.
Do you?
Hmm?
There are small openings that are meant for viewing. The main fighting usually would take place above on the walls, but it has been a long time since a humanoid or creature of any kind has lived here.
Do you tell us about the gates?
Sure. Yeah. Do you know where the mechanism is to open the gates?
Unfortunately, it is on the other side of
Right.
the gates.
But is it like...
Is it in the wall?
It is, when you first open the gate, it is about 10 steps inside. It is near the entrance.
So if we could get within 30 feet of it and see it, I could Misty step to it.
The question is, and this might be Troy thinking, so maybe you need me to make a roll for Percy. My thinking is there will be a separate mechanism for each one of those steps. So you will be able to Missy step in, open the first outer sideways portcullis, then you're still going to be confronted with the regular portcullis, and then you're going to be confronted with the doors.
It's certainly possible.
So,
Yeah, I could be in there by myself for a couple of turns.
Still,
And you'd be burning some spells.
Yes, the small one, Percy, is correct. There are only 2 for the
Portcullis, because obviously the other one's just a door.
The doors can be pushed open.
there was ever a case from
Well, I tell you
mage
what.
hand or unseen servant.
You guys can decide what you want to do. Thelzar, can you drop me off at the top of the wall so I can see what's in that courtyard? That way, if Theo does want to go in, I can at least shoot at things if they try to come or whatever.
Yes. However,
I'm basically, Percy's thinking of it, he's going to be useless out here. Because if the bridge collapses, he's screwed. If he's stuck on the bridge, he's screwed. He wants to be up high on the wall and go.
Somewhere where if at least he can.
yes, I can take you and drop you off, but there is the uncertainty of whether or not I can make it that far. And if I am going to attempt it, I want everyone who's going to go at once.
I'll go with you.
If nobody else is wanting to go with me, please just put me in a claw and if... Yep.
I'll go
Yep.
with you, Percy.
Put you in a barrel and throw!
Yep.
I'll go
I
with
mean,
Percy.
if you can get that far, then we can
I mean, 'cause you
bypass
can
the
also
bridge
just-
altogether.
I can.
You can cast fly on yourself and carry him.
Well, I can't cast fly, but I can cast polymorph.
Yeah, and then you,
So can I.
then you can just carry him. So
That was
he
my
can't get
thought
close.
process. And I can still hit things up there.
I'm just saying, if we can get that far,
You
then
range.
we could just bypass the bridge altogether.
Maybe I just take that one that doubles my range again, so I
Well-
have 600 feet instead of
Spell
just.
sniper.
Here's the other Here's the other thing. I mean, depending on what resources we want to use, one of you two could mollyporf into something and carry me up there, and we could go down and then unlock the doors and the gates.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
since I plan on going with you, I can do that myself.
If we're gonna do that, why don't we just
All go.
all go? Because we can both change into something that's large enough to carry us in.
And then once we get in there, we can get the doors open and everything else, and then Thelzar can
Yeah.
do his best on the outside.
Can you get in? If we open the doors, can you get inside even with the magic going on? Or does it physically prevent you from getting inside?
It hurts me.
Okay. Okay.
Well, if we open the gates, I'm pretty sure seeing you sitting out there would be very,
Not only that, but it said the riddle said that one of these things that we need to take out is a machine. What if we drop the bridge out underneath it if the machine's out on the bridge and drop it into the water?
That would definitely help.
But will it kill it if it's a
Ah.
machine?
That's a good question.
well, when in doubt, we might just have a never-ending welding machine in the bottom of the moat.
Basically, Percy's getting antsy. He just wants. He's tired of all this talking. He wants to do something. Kind of Troy is too, but.
Yeah, I honestly I say the two of us wild shape into something that can, or polymorph into something
Mollyporf.
that can
Mollyporf.
fly,
Mollyporf.
and we just as a group dive bomb the gates and get them open.
I'm down.
I can move really fast, so if you need me to run through the gates and open them, I can do that.
Conserve your magics for now. If this is what the plan is, then I will take you. If I cannot cross, then you know what you are doing.
How about
Fair
you guys? If Thelzar's flying us, like mechanically speaking, like ready to cast a spell in case something happens, so that you get a chance to use a reaction to get it off.
Yep.
And Percy will have his crossbow out and be ready to shoot if we see anything dangerous on our way over, like in case they have archer. I don't think this is
Percy.
going to happen, but if there's archers or
Percy
something
don't
on the
know
walls or whatever, he's ready to shoot if there's any signs of danger.
I just kind of spins her staff slowly, just...
Ready to go. I'm ready to cast a spell. Whether it be fire gas, something, or changing.
Damn it.
Perhaps instead of my back, this time he kind of holds out his hands. Sit in my palms, that way I can drop you. In case I need to make a hasty exit.
When in doubt, he just yeets us. Yes.
I have ball bearings. I wanted ball bearings. I have caltrops, but I don't have ball bearings.
Well, bearings would have been perfect for
You're
your
carrying a
machine.
bag of
Yes.
D4s?
I am. I've got a whole. I've got like Bree's bag, only it's all D4s.
I can arrange that.
You probably can.
Anastasia kind of quietly walks up and kind of sits kind of centerpiece in one of the palms.
I'll kind of go sit next to her right there at the edge of one of his fingers.
Percy's probably
Ready to
trying
kinda
to like
spring.
like Percy's like trying to like if this is his claw, Percy's like trying to sit there as best he can, so that he can still shoot. Because if he's in the claw, he's not gonna be able to shoot his crossbow.
Gonna climb in there. Get comfy.
Kai's kind of crouched at the edge of.
Ready.
She's ready to.
Ready if he gets.
Jump.
He has.
Yeah, ready if he gets flung to sprout his
We'll
wings
say
and cover the
Kai,
distance.
Kai, Percy, and Anastasia. He's got you in one hand, and then Theo, Nox, and Drex. He's got you
Dead
in
number 1 and dead number 2.
in the other.
Yeah, we should split that up a little bit.
Your wings kind of take flight, and you feel yourself ascending
You
into
good.
the air.
You're just excited.
And
Doing cool
he
shit.
begins flying towards the castle. Kind of peeking, he's got you kind of held this way, and he's keeping his claws as spaced open as he can, so you
So we
guys are
can
kind
see.
of peeking through.
So it doesn't accidentally crush us to death.
And you are flying over, and you are about halfway across the bridge, getting closer, and haven't encountered any issues or anything.
Yet.
And just as you're approaching the other side, those are kind of stops, and his wings kind of do a ow. It's my funny bone. Do a jerking motion, and kind of his legs kind of swing out of him.
We've hit the resistance, huh?
Kind of like when you're in a plane and you hit turbulence.
A little bit, yeah.
Was it funny?
No, it wasn't funny.
It sounds like it was.
It was funny for everybody else.
It's like when you hit it just the right spot that it makes you nauseous.
Oh, and it hits that tingling sensation down your
you
arm
hit
for a
that
while.
bundle of nerves.
Yeah.
Hit the burst stack on his elbow.
But he does stop in kind of this jerking motion. No, it is not that. There is something around the courtyard. My eyes are trained to see what is really there, as opposed to what you perceive to be. I cannot tell, but do be careful if you try and enter. There is some force around it.
Careful, Schmirful.
He
Do you have to spell magic?
flies up and
Didn't take it today.
Do you have it, Steven?
I don't think so. I don't even think I can get that.
drops
Yeah, I don't think.
drops you guys
Tarks could take it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
out of his
Actually, I
claws
might.
and onto the tops
I don't remember
of
taking it, but that could
the
be
castle wall.
Oh, so he is able to get us over to the castle wall.
Yes. Well, he did get to the other side. You guys are basically in front of the gate, but on top of the gate.
That's where I want to
with
be.
the walls that kind of surround it.
Can I do a perception check to see? Because I said that I had my crossbow out and was ready. Any signs of danger?
Sure.
I mean, I know that you're saying that there's obviously some type of illusion or something going on, but I just wasted a nat 20. I have a feeling for a 24.
24.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Was it the Kraken
So
tail?
as you guys
Oh
Oh, I
come,
do have. I lied.
as you guys
Big
come
liar,
out
I'm
of
sorry.
your clutches that he has you in, you kind of all
Oh, I'm just back
do your
there.
superhero landings.
no. No, not me. Tuck and roll.
Superhero lady.
I just.
Anyway,
100% superhero landing.
as you all land, Delzar kind of stays flying above, his head kind of moving and looking around. Percy, there is a odd silence with just the ever so faint sound of like a humming, like whirring noise.
Does it remind me of anything we heard in the mountain?
very similar. This just like
I don't like it.
it's
I don't
it's
like this.
very, very faint.
So Percy will. I picture him as kind of like like a commando, like he's down on one knee with a crossbow and he's looking around, and he's like,
So also
"Sad news, guys. I hear something that makes me think of those noises we heard in the mountain. Remember when-
after we exploded?
The reason we exploded the mountain.
Oh,
Great.
Hear me out. Side note. What happens if we do kill this thing and it explodes?
fun. At least we're not in the mountain.
I know what
Um,
again.
So, in addition, while you guys are up here, it is the castle walls themselves are about 15 foot wide, and they stretch about probably 200 feet in either direction.
This thing's
Uh,
big.
Before,
So,
maybe not, maybe like 150
Real
feet
quick
in
question
each
on
direction.
what you're describing. I assume like the outer walls are like crenellated, like 5 to 8 feet high, so that like archers can shoot
Yeah,
over them.
there's like
And then they have but then the side facing the courtyard. Is there a railing or anything, or is it just open to the courtyard?
so there
You know what I'm saying? Is it
are-
just like a walkway that
there-
we're walking on?
It's like the divots where like it like cuts
Okay,
down.
Okay.
Both sides are crenellated.
On both
Good
sides.
to know.
Yep.
Good to know.
Um,
That helps us.
where in these periods where it does go down, they do kind of drop down, leaving about 3 feet off the ground where you can see over them. But if you needed to duck underneath of it, you could still. But they do spread about 100 feet in either direction. You kind of dropped right in the middle, and where the gate is below you. And looking down both sides of it, you can kind of see down to where it opens up into the large circular like castle tower corners that there are. The corners themselves are they do continue to go up, so there is a kind of stone tower that continues rising, but there is space along the sides that it curves around them so that you could go to any point you want.
You don't have to go into the tower. You can go around the tower.
Right.
Another quick question: How high off the ground are we at this point in time
Uh,
from the courtyard?
You're about 60 feet.
Okay.
Pretty.
That would be an ouchie fall for me.
We didn't actually fall for a lot of us.
On the side
Definitely.
looking where you came from, you can see the large bridge and the large lake that surrounds you. Looking back towards the other side is the
After that, it's
opening
a
to the courtyard.
trying to conserve it for
There is
emergencies.
underneath of you the opposite side of the gate where it opens up to. It opens up to the inside of the castle.
Makes
it
sense,
doesn't
so they
open
can bar it.
directly into the courtyard. So there's about a 40-foot kind of excursion that goes.
A bailey,
From-
an inner bailey.
Yeah.
Just slept for 5 hours,
But
I
then
don't
you
feel
can
like it.
still see the courtyard from here, though. And right on the other side of this excursion from the gate, there are 2 smaller kind of circular castle towers at the ends of it that connect down to the ground. And then it does open up into the courtyard. And it's basically just of the courtyard itself. The centerpieces of it is made up of a combination of grass that is both heavily overgrown and patches that are dying. There is loose, like cobblestone that makes paths that cross from one side to the other in multiple different directions and diagonals. There's a large circular fountain that sits to the far side that has a bunch of benches around it. There is, and all this is visible from where you are. Along would be the most northern side of the courtyard. kind of split, going across the whole length are different statues of all of the deities, all of the risen ones,
Okay.
I should say.
I would be a little surprised if I saw one for Bastion, but
There is
Ah.
all of them.
Okay.
Near the small tower that is on the right-hand side of that excursion from the gate, there is what you would guess by the kind of very rotted wood that now stands there, combined with like buckets and straw. There are makeshift training dummies as like a sparring area here. And then on the opposite side, where the other tower is, I just lost my train of thought.
Bless you.
You good? But on the opposite side, where from that kind of training pitch, is another kind of long, large wooden building that has a few small. That's what I'm looking for. Stalls.
Stables.
Yeah. That have loose hay that is once again very old and decayed that's in there, but it is a stable, or the remnants of a stable.
It's like touring a home that has great bones, but just needs a lot of work.
Yeah, the courtyard.
Definite fixer-upper.
You imagine in its prime, this courtyard was once flourishing, full of life, and extremely beautiful, but in this very overgrown, decayed, rotten state, it has lost a lot of its shine.
Well,
Lip or flop.
Yeah,
oh,
you can.
love her to lift it.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a woodworker in the family.
This is,
What am I, chopped liver? I've got tinker's tools.
but yes, this is what you all see, just kind of doing a...
Don't see anything moving. Percy gets that tingly feeling, like the hairs on the back of his neck are standing. Danger sense.
When cows are...
Something ain't right.
Yeah, it's like
Percy
there was
senses are
something
tingling.
around the courtyard. Is it like centered in the courtyard, or is it like where the wall is and there's like another barrier, like there's a wall over the barrier and then the courtyard? Or did you say it was around the courtyard?
More like a wall around
Okay.
it. Like a dome, almost.
Okie dokie.
Is how he would describe it to you.
So there's a dome over the courtyard.
Mhm.
Okay. I just don't know. I mean, I could burn a 3rd level dispel magic, because I don't want to burn my only 4th level spot.
How many thirds do you have?
I would have 2 after that.
Is it worth it?
I don't know. Is it a physical barrier we can touch, or is it when we cross into the barrier we can see it? Is the question. And whether or not we want to... I mean, I could try it at a 2nd level, but either way, I just don't want to be sacrificing this spell slot needlessly.
I mean, the chances are, though, even if you cast it at 3rd level, you'll still have to roll.
So I don't know. Given how my rolling's been here recently, I don't know if it would be successful or
Is this
not.
any kind of magic any of you guys have experienced before?
Nope.
What could you make an arcana roll?
Does this
Not
sound
successful.
familiar to any other magic that I have heard about, given my history? Anything?
Not
Not a-
really.
Like, I mean, would they at least be able to identify that it's illusion magic or conjuration magic or transmutation magic?
As of right now, none of you have experienced it, and you can't see it.
Okay.
So without having something to go off of, the things that it could be are essentially infinite.
How far is the barrier from us? That little dome thing?
It surrounds the courtyard, so you'd have to get to in front of the courtyard.
Well, just go.
Could I throw something at it?
So, am I right in thinking, kind of, not in game, but this is just Troy trying to picture what you're describing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like in the scene in Black Panther, where they have the dome.
Oh,
preventing
over
the back-
Wakanda?
Yeah. Only, in this case, we're on the outside trying to go in instead of the inside trying to go out.
I think so.
Okay.
Sir, I guess.
Okay, yeah, can I throw something at it?
You could try. You're a ways away, but
Well,
if there's nothing on this wall, we should probably get down and open the gate to start with.
do you
Yeah.
want me to try to shoot my crossbow at it?
I'm just gonna try and throw a dart at it. I don't use my darts for anything, so.
Are there any?
The-
I've got 30 crossbow bolts. So.
Stelzar's still kind of hovering in the air. He's like, what should I do? I'm too large to fit on the wall.
Well, we are going to try and open the door so you can at least see in.
He's not going through any pain right now, though, correct?
Right.
Are there any stairs on the inside of the wall that lead down to the Bailey?
Are you asking, Stelzar?
No, I'm just looking.
Just looking.
I'll look with you.
Ways down that don't
You-
require us just yeeting ourselves down.
Not from where you are here, no.
How do we get on top of the wall to use it as defense then?
Probably in one of the towers. There might be stairs or a ladder.
Is there a door on one of the towers that's on the outer wall?
You would have to go and check. They're about 150 feet away from you in either direction.
Doesn't seem very intelligent for defense on a castle.
Probably because they were relying on the moat and its recluse location. Okay. So it's either we find a door or we just use rope and go down.
Let's head to the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bit of a walk,
Let's-
but a good
let's-
door. If possible.
We're gonna try to open the door, Salazar.
Okay.
So,
And when in doubt, he can fly around. If we can somehow break the magic that's
Let's
around it, he can fly around as like doing aerial
head towards
bombardment.
whatever tower is closest and
I think we're about halfway between either, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You can either go left or right, either way.
Evens or odds? Evens left, odds
Right. Odds. We're going right.
Okay. So you head down the wall to the rightmost tower. When you get there, you see the kind of spacious curve that goes around it that leads to the wall that is on the eastern side. There is a set of stairs that winds down around the tower that you can assume only goes to the base, as well as a closed door that's about 5 feet away from the top of the steps that goes into the tower.
We don't have to go inside this nut.
Yeah, we don't know what's waiting there.
Take the external stairs.
Works for me.
Hey, we found stairs. That's all that matters.
We found stairs.
Okay. So you start going down the stairs,
Prepare
which
your
are
plum holes to be rushed.
quite large still. They go down about 30 feet before you are faced with another door that would lead to something on the other side, the entrance to the castle, but these stairs continue to go down.
Just out of a quick curiosity, does the architecture of this place appear to be meant for humans? Or
Humanoid.
something larger? The
Give
scale of this
me-
place is a little large.
Give me a history check. We'll say.
That's Catherine.
It's 11.
11.
That seems to be a popular role for you tonight.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It does seem to be a little larger than what you would expect from a, human, or a humanoid that would be
So
between.
it's upscale a little bit.
Upscaled a little bit. It's not like so large that it's like giant sized, but
So you're saying Drex probably feels more natural in this kind of space?
it is easier for you to move around in. Yes.
Oh, so those of us 6 feet and up, there's just like, this doesn't seem all that weird. Everyone like 5'5" around, are like, this seems a bit bigger.
5'5".
So everybody except me and you.
Oh.
I'm not 5 foot. Or 11.
I'm like
On the other
7
hand,
foot.
it'd be easier for me to find places to hide.
Okay. So we don't go in, or do we keep going? The stairs continue down, yes?
Yeah, let's go down and open the gate so I can
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that.
From where we are presently, is there any vantage point to look out onto the courtyard from these steps?
There are the occasional kind of slit in the wall as you're going down the stairs that you can kind of peek out.
Because what I was thinking is, while they're going down to open it, Percy, if possible,
He's gonna find a spot.
yeah, I'm not sure if I'd rather stay here, like through an arrow slit, or if I'd rather go back up to the top of the wall.
An arrow slit will provide you a lot of coverage.
It would, but I'm just worried because what he's talking about, like the dimensions, Percy's only 4'11". So do I really have a good vantage point for the arrow
If
slit?
we can make it to the bottom and it opens up to the courtyard, I would say you go back to the top of the tower, and the moment we get the gate open,
Right now, I'm trying to just make sure that if anything comes out of that dome, as you guys try to mess with the gate, I want to have a shot at it.
maybe if we can somehow get around the dome or whatnot too, you can help Thalzar with an aerial assault.
I'm looking to see. Are there like any barrels or boxes or crates or anything we've seen?
Please let us be able to find in the box.
Not from
Snake?
the top heading down. There was nothing along the walls at the top, and there haven't been anything on the stairs so far.
Okay.
I'm assuming there's a gate between the outer bailey and the courtyard.
You haven't gotten to a spot where you've been able to see, because when you were looking at it from top, it went outward about 40 feet, and so whatever's on the other side is unknown. Whether there's another gate there, or if it's already open, or whatever. It would be a good assumption that, yes, there probably is a door there, but you don't know. So, Percy, what are you doing?
I'm guessing, I mean, this is me making an assumption, but I'm guessing I would have a hard time shooting through the arrow slits. Because they're
Yes.
too tall for me.
Not so much that they're too tall, as there really aren't any that face inward. They're all kind of in
Gotcha.
positions that face
Makes sense.
outward.
Gotcha. They're facing the outside.
Right.
Okay. I mean, if you want to.
I'll just follow along behind, but I have a feeling we're walking right into a trap.
I mean, you can go back up and get stationary.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
So you guys continue down about another 30 feet before the staircase comes to a stop and brings you to the base floor, where, similar to how the castle walls were above, there's a curve in this room with exits that lead both to the left and to the right. Immediately, though, there is a door that is right to your right as soon as you step off the stairs that is to the tower, and the door has a symbol carved onto it that is it looks to be those of you who are in Arcane. So you three plus Anastasia. It is a. Is it somatic? No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, verbal, somatic, and
Somatic are like hand motions.
and material.
This is a
It's a symbol.
symbol that is like an inscription
Is it like
of
a
arcane.
It's a rune.
It's a rune.
Yeah.
It's
a
an
glyph.
arcane rune glyph. It's
That
warding.
is no. Although you wouldn't know that. It is a symbol of a what looks to be a fireball,
I don't like this.
and underneath of it, it has 3 lines, and the symbol is kind of faintly pulsing a red color.
I don't like it.
That's a hard no, right?
Excuse me, is it
That's some sort of magic thing, right?
Definitely magic, yes. I don't
Give me
want
1
nothing-
second.
I don't want nothing to do with that.
Okay. Can anyone read the arcane?
Barely.
Is the question.
You two are the best at Arcana.
I've got a +1.
Don't do it.
Somebody would like to look at it. You can give me an investigation check.
Can we give advantage if all 3 of us butt our heads together to try and decipher it?
I'm gonna ask.
Even though it's magical, could Percy roll an investigation check to know if it's a trap?
Anyone can roll here.
You better
I'm gonna
investigate.
ask Anna if she's got the ability to cast any like fire cantrips or low-level fire spells.
You don't know shit.
I don't know nothing!
Fitting.
I can,
I'm a little distracted.
I
Joey?
can produce little embers from my hand. I can also summon
Rolled an
a creature that itself is encumbered in flames.
Yeah, that's that wolf thing you summoned before, right?
Right.
I got
Well,
a
it's a weather.
19 to find traps.
15.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 1 for a 9.
Oh, you said you said
9.
investigation, right? No, sorry. 12.
There's
Other way.
So
2 9s and a 12.
everyone
I went
that
the wrong
has
direction.
just investigated to determine how difficult this investigation is. How are you investigating it? Are you just looking at it? Are you touching it? What's
I ain't
happening?
touching shit.
No. I'm just kind of like trying to look at it from different angles.
Trying to
Without
determine
touching
whether
it.
or not that the thing, like, since you said there were 3 lines or inscriptions underneath it.
Lines.
Okay. Trying to see whether or not if it goes out that way as a safety mechanism into the courtyard, or it goes this way towards us. That's just kind of what I'm trying to decide, is whether or not there's a blast radius going away from us or to us. Tech fight.
Why didn't we back up
I'm just kind of
let her shoot it with some fire?
looking at it.
It's just, I don't know how far
Percy's
we can
basically
leave it
just
back.
trying to use his knowledge of traps, because he probably would have been trained to at least identify magical traps, even if he can't disarm them. And just to know if we open this door, is something bad going to happen.
I mean, I can be with her and be ready to cast like
You got it.
to get us both away.
Right.
That's 12 on the die for a 19 investigation.
Okay.
But he would just be kind of
So-
looking at it and like looking at the edges, like where the hinges would be, although I assume the hinges are on the other side.
It's odd, Percy. You recognize kind of the carvings that are into it, the indentions and the glow that it's giving off, as it is armed but not trapped. It's more like a lock.
Okay, so I will kind of, as they're all like examining the runes and everything.
It doesn't. You don't recognize
Percy will be
any like.
This doesn't seem to be a trap.
from previous knowledge of that people have been here before, there aren't any singed marks on the door or any signs that somebody has opened this and a trap has gone off.
Yeah, so I'll point that out. I'll be like, look, there's no, like, if it was a trap, you'd expect to see, like, chars on the stones and on the floor, right? There isn't any. So it doesn't seem like it's going to explode, but it seems to be something to do with how we're going to get it open.
So do we need fire to open it?
That I don't know. I just don't think it's trapped.
I can try.
Hold on.
Do still have.
This seems like a big brain kind of idea, but what if the 3 marks underneath are the 3 things we need to kill and this is the key?
Or maybe we just have 3 uses of this fireball before it fizzles out.
Couple different ideas.
I'm down for blasting it with fire.
I mean, that's cool.
Alright,
too.
fire.
But-
Worth a shot.
But then again,
if that doesn't
if you
work,
had to
though,
hit
I
it with
mean-
fire to make it open, again, you would expect to see singe marks around us.
Not necessarily.
It could be a magical absorption kind of thing.
Magic can prevent damage.
Doors, the bane of every D&D party ever.
Literally.
Let's just back up.
I'm gonna go around the corner closer to.
But let's
Percy
get,
just steps back
let's
like 10
get it
feet.
an angle so if there's something that just comes out the door, we're off the ways, so we're kind of out of the line of fire and just.
You said there was 2 doorways that go
Oh.
along the wall.
That's the other
Which
thing.
Also
Which is the one that leads closer to the gate that we wanted to open.
The one to the left.
I'm going to step inside that. Is there like a little lip in the doorway? Or is it just a pathway?
You're asking if there's a place for us to take cover.
Yes.
I mean, the closest place to take cover would be around the staircase that's immediately behind you. But you can, at where it kind of curves away, you can go down either of those hallways, but it does take you about 20 feet away.
Can I go and examine both those hallways real quick? See what's down them?
You can get to one of them.
Okay, so the one that I can get to, I'll look down.
Which one? You can get to both of them. from
Oh,
where you're at.
I thought that you meant like one of them was blocked off.
No, you can get to both of them. It's just you'll have time to go to one of them before she
Which way's Kai
finishes
going?
what she did.
You said you were going to go around one of them, so
I'm
I'll
gonna go to the
other way.
left one if you want to go to the right
So
one.
then I'll go the right one and look down the right one.
Okay.
Not necessarily that I'm worried about hiding, I just want to make sure that there's nothing hiding from us around the corner.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go with Percy. Not really like go with, but yeah.
Just stay
I
close enough that
don't
if
want
bad
to
shit
be
happens.
anywhere near in case this shit explodes.
I'm gonna be
Towards
right there with
Kai.
Anna to try to protect her.
Okay. So she will
Go with Kai.
go about 10 feet away from the door, and with kind of a wave of her hands, this like little piece of like fur appears in her hand, and she just kind of tosses it out in front of her, and the fur ignites into a fire, and then the flame slowly grows into a small-sized wolf, almost cup-sized, and as it kind of pops out, it yips, and she kind of squats down and looks at it. Can you throw fire at the door? And it's like this little, like, teeny little spit of flame that just
It's a baby fireball.
Spark.
blasts into the door
It's a little firebolt.
for maximum damage.
Of what? 2?
Fuck the door.
It's a baby fireball.
That baby.
And the fire hits it, and there's this like ripple effect on the door, and it disappears.
That.
I'm
Is
guessing
it
you
a
get...
real thing? Can I pet it?
I will move up to the open doorway and look inside.
Yeah.
I go to try and pet the little wolf.
Percy will cautiously approach the open door as well. And as he's going, he'll say quietly, but loud enough that the group can hear him, that I'm guessing this thing's gonna reset after a certain amount of time. We might want to go.
Yeah, probably right.
After.
Juice is okay.
It is a little warm, but it doesn't burn you like you would think it would.
I'm just gonna scratch it a little
Nox
bit.
instinctively goes down to give a pet and then moves his handbag. He
Yeah,
goes,
fire.
"You're adorable, bud," and he's just gonna
Never mind. Fire.
fire.
So who's all doing what? I'm sorry.
Door.
You two
Percy and
door.
I are going up to
Yeah.
look in the doorway and see what's in beyond it.
Okay.
Yeah, doorway.
Kind of standing close behind him.
Quick question: how dark is it in here?
It's
Oh yeah, point of reference for people who don't have dark vision.
Fair enough.
Which is quite a bit of this party.
it's low light.
Okay, so it's a little dim.
It
There
is
are-
daylight. It is
Yeah,
daytime.
there are windows in here. Not very many, but it is lighting the place a little bit.
Enough that we can see.
Another point of note is that there have been kind of along the walls and the staircase and stuff, there have been sconces that have been like against the wall, but
just not lit.
none of them have been lit.
I grab one of the torches off the wall and kind of.
Hold it.
I was just gonna kind of look at it. Awesome.
But looking around in here, it looks relatively empty. There is a desk that is overturned on its side. Again, kind of following the rotted wood. There's a chair that's also kind of tipped over that sits in front of it. There are bookcases that kind of line the walls, and it goes into a circular room that is the base of this tower. Against the eastern, so the desk and everything that's against kind of the far back, the northern part of this room. Against the eastern part is a small single person bed that has a footlocker at the end of it. But the room itself is quite large. It's probably about 40 feet or so.
Examine the footlocker.
Oh,
Well, I want to examine the footlocker and the bookshelves, see if there's a secret door.
I'm gonna check the bookshelf if you want to check the footlocker.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Is there any other doors?
Was I saying, are the books on the shelves or are they empty? No, they're probably crumbled as soon as you grab them.
Wow.
What are you guys doing?
I hope
How
not.
could a room like this be magically locked?
That's a good question.
Is it a prison?
Jails?
Is there a drawers to the desk, or is it just a desk?
You want to look at the desk?
Yeah, sure.
Drex, what are you doing?
He's just gonna
Yeah.
stand there and look pretty.
I'm supervising.
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 Is
I
there,
got
with
no
a quick
idea.
glance, there are no other visible entrances or exits from this
Yeah.
room, correct?
Is there any
Keep
loose
him watch.
furniture that can be moved into the doorway?
There's that
Desk
chair,
and chair.
Yeah.
And bed.
Oh, I can do that for you.
Okay.
just in case.
Anastasia goes in and starts kind of poking around the bookcases as well.
I'm
She's
with her,
heading in that
like-
direction. Yeah.
I'm keeping watch, making sure that it comes in.
Okay.
Um,
So as the five of you, including Anastasia, walk in, Drex, you kind of hang out by the door, kind of looking around, keeping a guard. You step into the room, the door appears again. The light in here...
So did we all get in, or did just the first person get in and then the door appeared?
all five of you got in,
Okay.
and
Who's not
as
in
you
the
were
room?
kind of... Drex. As you were kind of
Into the
dispersed...
chair.
As you were... Well, so you hadn't gotten there yet.
Okay.
So you guys were all kind of walking in and dispersing to your locations that you were going to go, and as soon as you were all in, the door appeared behind you.
And it just appears to be like a regular door, right? Because, like, basically Percy would, like, knock on it and be like, Drax, you okay out there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
But
you're
I want to see
fine
if he
out
can
there.
hear me. Even.
The symbol has reappeared
Can I hear?
on the door. You can hear him.
Oh, well, I can open this. But
Oh.
it sticks fire. That's it.
Yeah.
You have fireball, right?
No. I got green flame blade, though.
No, that's fair.
But, so
You can also probably
the
use
light
Mars.
in here goes dark.
Even the torch?
Any light that was in here is gone immediately, with the exception of the little 5-foot aura that the tiny wolf is providing. And in this little aura, there is sounds of like sludge, almost just like dripping goo that's just like and followed by
It's the
it is
Russian
these
lady.
like
Oh.
ghostly, ghastly wails and moans of
Point of reference. I have dark vision. Can I see what's happening right now?
Or is this magical darkness? Fuck that shit.
Okay.
yeah, it is completely dark in here.
Cool. Not to make
But-
sure the other people know that
Actually-
even he can't see.
If it's magical darkness, would we even be able to see the fox?
The
Wolf thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
provides a 5-foot aura.
Okay.
I'm gonna like step right next to the wolf.
The moment he hears Six Knocks, despite being as tough as he likes to say he is, he's gonna like take a look into like a closer to the wolf.
Okay, just like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Like sword and shield at the ready, like broskies.
And in these kind of
problems.
drips of sludge and moans and
Oh,
groans,
hate it.
there's this like this dripping sound, but it's moving. This
Is it getting closer?
Oh, I hate it. I
it
hate
is-
it. I hate it.
So
and
much.
it's picking up speed until rolling past the aura that the fox is glowing is this head that's just rolling, and it's and it just moves and rolls right on past to the other side.
You know what? I don't think
And
there.
in
I don't-
its wake,
I
there's
don't-
this just
I don't-
gloop of flesh that's
I
just
don't.
kind
I don't.
of
Guys,
bubbling
I
on
don't.
the
I don't
ground.
think there's anything in here that we need.
I'm gonna
Did I
use one.
recognize what was left of the face?
Hey, Drax, open the door,
I'm gonna be
please.
morbid. I'm
That's
going
all
to be
he's saying.
morbid.
Drax, open the door. Open the door.
You didn't see it for maybe 2 seconds.
Okay, so none
I'm
of
I'm
them
gonna
recognize.
smack the door with my green flame blade.
Hey, Wolfie boy, hey, open the door, open the door, open the door, open the door.
As it goes to spit, and this large weapon of some kind, and the light.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I need you to roll initiative, please.
fuck!
Smack the door now.
Get there.
Oh no! No!
Ooh,
Roll my dice!
rolling for garbage still. Let's go.
I rolled pretty decent. You are.
You can tell I haven't played Catherine in a while. I just got a cleric initiative.
Yeah, I'm sure you did too.
I rolled double digits on every roll tonight until now.
I just rolled a double digit one.
Troy?
I just hope you go early. If you go early, we might be okay.
Well, I rolled a pretty decent number.
Good.
Probably higher than what the fuck I just rolled.
Well, I depends what you roll.
6 plus 1 for 7.
Hey, you're going before the monk.
That's unusual.
Yeah,
I rolled a 3. I have a +3.
Last time I went first in the initiative, someone actually died. So
That's true.
We
there's
don't
a
want you.
reason why clerics go last.
We don't want you going first.
As long as I stay alive, I can revive you guys. But the moment I croak.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that again. Because
You might not come back.
This was like
What are you
Dread
gonna-
horror level scenario vibes. I hate it.
I mean, I love playing Dread, but this is just... I get the heebie-jeebies.
Can you imagine just in a room where it's so dark and that's the only thing you see briefly before you can't see anything?
It's roughly the size. It's a little bit bigger than that. Do we have the...
Now I understand why it was locked.
Make a circle that's roughly this size.
It's not very circular, but you know what? You tried.
Just the point across.
That's actually a little too big, but that's fine. I'm not an artiste.
No, you're Collin.
Okay, so the door is here. You guys are all somewhere around here. Where you want to be.
Oh, you don't have a mini front stage yet?
I didn't grab one.
Let's try.
I'm okay. Not liking this whole setup.
It's creepy. I don't like it.
No, I don't mind the creepiness. I just don't like the fact that I'm completely infected. This is one of the things I don't like about playing a rogue. I always like to be a caster because you always have some options.
No, I don't watch the show.
It's a
Good Adventure Time.
time.
I think it's Demo. I think Demo's the computer thing.
You're asking the wrong guy.
I have no idea. I've never watched it.
Neither have
What's
I.
that? BMO. No, it's BMO, and I think it's Finn.
So, place yourselves around this.
Percy would have been. Where's the bed? The bed this way or this way?
Would have been this way. The desk would have been like here.
So Percy would have been
You
against
guys
the
are-
wall. Because remember, I knocked on the door earlier to see if Drex was still out there. Could hear it.
I'd be like right outside.
So I'd be close enough that I could knock on
Is
the
that
door.
X the door?
Yes.
Okay, well. Yeah, right outside the door.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
all
you're
my
fine.
stuff for AoE.
25 to 20 for initiative. Uh, 15 to 20.
Pardon me.
Got 16.
15.
Ooh.
Well, I am first amongst the party. Ish. That I know of.
Did you roll for Anastasia?
10 to 15.
Elvin.
5 to 10.
7.
6.
Okay. So,
Rolls aren't looking so good still, guys.
whatever thing or things are in this room with you, go first.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, shit.
GG, guys.
Nice knowing you.
Yep. I loved you guys from a distance.
So, hearing,
Okay.
though you can't see in here, you hear these loud moving steps of dragging sludge. You can hear the footsteps of like, but every time it steps, there's also this long like.
Like
that-
wet boots in really thick mud.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's human flesh. That's
Uh,
I know.
I truly have an idea of what this is.
And
I am so uncomfortable right now.
oh, it's got some options here.
Not in a bad way uncomfortable. Like, good storytelling. This just is gross.
This is I would hate to be here in real life.
Yes.
I would
And-
probably be vomiting.
You hear this like as whatever weapon this thing was holding temporarily falls to the ground, as there's just this powerful sound of wind that comes swiping by your face. Nox, Theo, Kai, you all hear this, just this, and these. From this gust that's been kicked into your face, the wind turns razor sharp as its claws kind of start digging into your skin. So I need all of you to make a dexterity save, with the exception of Drex. As the wind kind of blows and cuts past the three in the front, it scrapes by Anna and you as well in the back, Percy. Okay.
Ooh, highest roll all night. That's not great. 14 plus 1 for 15.
14.
16 on the die for a 24.
Okay. And you have evasion now, right?
Correct.
14 on the die for a dirty 20, and I also have evasion.
Okay. So you two will pass and take no damage. Unfortunately, you two plus Anastasia will fail.
That's no bueno.
Yep, highest roll all night's 15.
Okay. Well.
Oh, did I block your dice? I'm sorry.
You don't need those.
This is,
No, you're right. He don't.
this is gonna hurt, boys. This is gonna hurt a lot.
Okay, so
It's probably really stinky in here now, too, with all that rotting flesh.
you all take 40 points of damage.
Wow!
Both of you. It's all three of you. That is its turn, though.
Theo's at 8 health.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Drex.
Oh, it's my turn?
There it is.
I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade and hit the door.
Okay.
I'm going to hit the door really good for a 20.
Okay. The door opens.
Oh, thank God.
Does the light come on again?
Drex, as the door opens, you are positive your friends came in here, but you don't see them. You see against the wall a overturned desk, and basically what you saw before. You see the desk with the chair, you see the footlocker and the bed.
We got teleported.
I'm going to step in.
You step in and you hear the door behind you, and you walk into darkness. You can't see anything, but you bump into Anastasia, and it kind of pushes you to the side. Well, you bump into someone that you learn is Anastasia as you bump into her, and she's like, ah!
Sorry.
Drex, is that you?
Yeah? What?
You should have stayed out.
There's something in here, and it's rotting, and I'm dead, and it's nasty.
It hurts.
It hit you?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure you heard cries of pain.
No, I heard Theo whimpering. At least I think it's Theo. And I kind of poke at your side, Theo.
I don't whimper.
Wow. I used the war game.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is the divinite giving off any kind of glow in here?
I don't know, that's what I got
Well, I'll
ready.
forever know where Drex is located due to the divinite and how it upsets my stomach.
Fair.
Knox.
So I'll know where he's at. Be like, oh, I'm nauseous in that area. Drex must be over there.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I gave myself a tracking beacon.
You know, that's not always a bad thing. Especially with how often we lose you.
What? You don't lose me that often. Maybe.
Generally, though, if we lose you, we know where to go looking. Anywhere there's liquor.
Yeah.
Okay. Drex, what else you doing? Is that it?
Well,
You moved, you hit the door.
Yep.
That it?
Yep. I didn't do very much damage to the door, though.
That's alright, you just had to tap it.
I hit it full force.
Yep. The thing that hit you came from directly in front of you.
The problem is, if I try to attack it, it's a disadvantage because we're in darkness, right?
If you melee attack it, yeah.
much choice. I'm gonna have to, as an action, cast Cure Wounds on myself. Give me 22 hit points back.
Okay.
And then, let's see. As a bonus action, I will go aquatic so that I get temporary hit points. Using my shifting ability, which gives me non-temporary hit points.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Percy, followed by Nox, then Kai, and then Anastasia is last.
So Percy's gonna move just a little bit because he doesn't want to stay right where he was because he doesn't want to be a sitting target. But there's really absolutely nothing he can do. So he will just sit there and crouch down and hope that somebody has a way of bringing light into this room. There's literally nothing he can do.
Okay. So you're effectively taking the hide action.
I guess. Can
Or
I
you
hide in the dark? I mean,
You could take the dodge action.
yeah, well, that would be a reaction. Isn't it?
Bonus action hide.
Yeah.
You can maybe dodge as a main action.
Yeah.
Or a bonus action because
You
you're.
can dodge.
No,
it,
you
man.
can't dodge as a bonus action. As well. You can
Monks
dash.
can.
Yeah, you can dash disengage.
Dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action.
Yeah.
So.
I think monks can, or maybe not. Maybe not.
Patient defense.
Yeah.
We use a key point and it's
Well, and I have uncanny dodge, so I can just wait, and if I get hit, I can use my reaction to have the damage.
Sure.
So, where's? Yeah, it doesn't give me. It doesn't say I can. I guess I could take the dodge action, or hide action. The question is which.
You could probably do both. So maybe
Well,
action
I'm not
dodge.
really. I mean, I'm just thinking mechanically. I'm just trying to play this somewhat realistically. How am I going to hide in the dark from a creature that can obviously see in the dark? When I don't know where there's anything to hide. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I knew, oh, the bed is over there, I could go hide under the bed, but I literally can't see the bed. So, I'm just going to assume that I'm actually going to... So I moved 5 feet, and I am going to ready to shoot my crossbow at any enemies if someone is able to bring light into the room.
Okay.
So I'm basically
ready.
holding one action, readying an action to shoot at any bad guys, if I can see them.
Okay. Nox.
I cast light on my shield.
Okay.
That's my action.
You feel the magic come out of your hand and onto your shield, but it
Yeah.
does not do anything.
Need daylight.
Would you
Don't have access.
instead like to attempt to dispel the magic?
Yeah. So it. Yeah. Can I use instead of? Can I? Yeah. I'm gonna burn a 3rd level dispel magic.
Okay. You just kind of frantically wave your hands through the air, feeling your divine channel come out. And as you do, darkness is a 3rd level spell, and so the darkness that is in here
What are we looking
vanishes. You are looking at this.
The hell is that?
Oh, is
thing?
that actually what it is?
It is.
at? Is that a zombie Etten?
I thought it was something like Yaklal.
I don't like it. Get it away from me.
And as the darkness fades away, you are still in the room that you had been in.
Yay, illusion magics.
The thing in front of you has multiple heads kind of poking out that are all kind of swaying. Each of them making different grunts, moans, and groans.
Well, we can see now.
And then occasionally out of its chest and other areas on its body, other faces will just become visible, trying to force their way out before getting pushed back and rolling somewhere else. Flesh actively kind of falling and dripping off of it down to its feet, coming off of it whenever it moves. And then these flesh piles just crawl their way back to it and just attach somewhere where it fell off.
That is nasty.
Cool. So do I get my readied action to go off?
Yes, you do. Since you can see it now.
I missed. Well, I assume I missed. 11 total.
11 total does not hit.
Just a wee bit wide.
Perhaps
Caught you
it's
off guard.
the sudden shock of looking at whatever you're looking at as you kind of jump, as you fire, and it just goes wide.
I was thinking like I see the thing and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shoot it, and then like that rolling head like crawls back and it's like, what the? Oh shit!
Okay. Your ready action went off. Knox, that was your hat. That's what you get for laughing at me.
Listen here.
Knox, anything else? Did you want to move?
Yeah. Upon seeing that, he's gonna take a. Yeah, he's just gonna take a side step.
Over here?
What?
Or do you want to go here?
Nah. Just back it up a little bit.
Okay, if you move here, you could potentially be leaving its threat zone.
So if I move up, it won't be in its threat zone? Or...
Well, you're unsure. If it were to have reach, you would still be okay, but you don't know. So this is a guaranteed safe move because you're still within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
This
I mean,
could be
technically that
potentially dangerous.
No, that's technically still within 5 feet of it. If it's a 3x3, that's still within its threat zone.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it
no,
does
he's
take
gonna take a
sort
5-foot step.
Yeah, you can go here.
Because he knows
What the fuck?
Drex Drex has a line of fire. He's like, all yours, buddy.
What?
Side step.
Okay.
Okay, so this is different than in.
What?
I was just making sure.
Isn't this in your expertise?
Kai.
This is in my expertise.
This is in my
This is gonna be
expertise
nasty.
either. Oh yeah, you're a melee fighter. Have fun.
No bueno.
First punch.
Shots.
That's a natural 19.
Hits.
4 damage. Magical bludgeoning.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Level 6, my attacks became key focused and key empowered, so they're magical. That's a natural 2 on the second attack.
That would not hit.
I'm going to flurry. See if I can at least hit with 1.
Ah.
Nope, that's going to be a miss. That's a natural 17 for a 23.
Hits.
I know what's coming next.
For 7.
Okay.
Extract aspects.
Okay.
Teach me
That
the
tells
things.
you what again?
Everything.
Let me pull it back up.
Oh my god. Weaknesses, immunities,
Resistances.
resistances.
What it had for breakfast, how many hours it slept last night,
Everything.
its name, its nickname.
Its potential spouse. Poor Steven.
That's what I thought it was going to be, something like that. There's another one that's an older version. Monster, but I can't think of it.
Vulnerabilities, resistances, immunities, or damage immunities and condition immunities.
Okay. It is resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. It cannot be frightened or poisoned.
Can you slow down a little bit? Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. immune to...
Frightened and poisoned. He's vulnerable to fire.
Hey! I'm not gonna hit that thing with fire.
I'm just gonna shout, kill it with fire!
If it hits me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to step here. Kind of stepping in front of Percy a little bit.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
But
So,
if he has somebody to hide behind...
Don't have fire.
it is Anastasia's turn.
She has fire.
Yeah, don't have fire. Will not have fire. Not for a long time.
Probably.
What kind of damage was it that we took earlier?
Slashing.
Slashing, I believe. Yes, slashing.
Okay. Who's up next?
It's Anastasia's turn.
Okay. Burn it good. Come on, baby
Real
girl.
good.
Do us proud.
So she kind of looks at it. Has a moment of hesitation as she took a beating from it.
Oh yeah, the three of us.
Yeah, and she is going to delay her assault for a turn, and she's going to need to cure wounds herself. Oh wow! Damn.
Good heals.
2 8s and a 5.
Yeah, the problem is if it does that thing again and whacks all of them for 40 points again, they're done.
Well, it has to try and recharge it.
Well, I'm sure, but still, there's a chance.
You're gonna fail every time.
That is her turn.
Can I ask a quick question to back up a minute?
Sure.
When Drax opened the door from his side,
Mhm.
did the door open here for us? Or is the door still closed? Is the door still there?
Looking back on it right now, it is still there. But when he came in, you guys were still in darkness,
Okay.
so you wouldn't have been able to see if
Okay.
it opened or not.
Okay. Good point. I
So-
just wondered.
We
Just
are
trying to figure out if we could
back
open the door and just get out of
at
here.
The top of the round.
Yeah.
It doesn't recharge its thing.
Good.
It is its turn. However, at the beginning of the round,
Lair action.
almost, but there are 3 Drex. These are familiar to you, as there are 3 motes of light that kind of float out from the walls, and there are faint figures that appear. They start forming out of these motes of light. They are not developed yet. They are in the process, but they begin shaping themselves into humanoid creatures with 2 arms and legs, but what if they're humans, elves, dwarves, whatever, they are not fully formed yet. But they are illuminating a 10-foot bright beacon of light from them. Okay, now it is its turn.
No.
And it is going to make a strike once at the 3 of you in front. And let's see. Okay. Well, somebody. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1. It's going to attempt to hit you twice. As it reaches to the back with its claws and is going to attempt to strike you, Drex. And then as it's kind of reaching and hulking over those of you in the front with its claws, faces start popping out of its body and are lunging out and trying to bite you.
Okay.
The three of us in front?
Yeah.
Ew.
So 2 of them are going to attack Nox, and then 1 to each of you. I'll do the claw attack against you, Drex.
No.
Oh, it has reach? Nasty.
It's a huge creature.
13 to hit.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Nox will do yours. And that'll hit. And that is... let's see... 28 to hit. The second one misses with a 14.
No, I've got a 22 armor class.
Okay. I thought you said no as in the hits, and I was like, really?
Do you want to get out of there?
I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw for
Well,
me, though,
we'll
please.
see if
She might not be able to.
Yeah. No, that's a natural 2.
Okay. So you take 4 points of piercing damage as this thing bites you.
Okay.
With an
Let me guess, she has
additional-
bubonic plague.
with an additional 2 points of poison damage. It rolled like cuckoo.
Good.
1 against you, Theo. That's a
You're
natural
a
1.
cleric, no.
And 1 against you, Kyle. It's a natural 19.
Ah, son of a bitch!
Howie.
I have an AC of 50.
I need
I
you to
know,
make a
so
wisdom
I-
save for me.
You got this. I believe in you.
11!
11? That is a failure.
I try. I got your back sometimes.
So it bites you for 3 points of piercing damage.
I rolled a
And
2.
10 points of poison damage. Maximum corruption!
But they don't have the poison condition, just poison damage.
Right. Correct.
So you said 13 in total?
13 total.
Be
Yep.
lucky you didn't get hit with 40.
I would have had 9 health left.
Yeah.
Thank God for evasion, yo.
Yeah, okay. That is its turn.
Half damage, man. It's awesome.
Destroyed.
You want to get the hell out of away from this area?
Drex, here we go.
I mean, we have a lot of people that are pretty
I can get one person without damaging everybody.
Percy would like to say something, but he can't. I can take a free action on my turn to speak, but it's not my turn.
It's your call, your choice.
Basically, I think we need to spread out so he can't hit 5 of them. Of course,
That was
then
kind of my idea.
Of course, the other thing is then one person's going to get the brunt of all those attacks too.
My idea was to get at least one person to take them with me and move them somewhere else. But I can only do one of, really one person without damaging everybody to do it.
Yep, your call.
And the only person I can take without damaging anybody is you.
Well, that's...
Okay, then that's the call. That's what
Because
you...
of how close everybody is.
Yeah, because if that's
I
your...
can thunder step one person with me
Yep, that's...
and still damage that thing.
That's what you want to do? Then do it.
But let's move on. And then I'm going to grab Nox and I'm going to thunder step over here. Somewhere away from that damn thing.
Okay.
So you
then
damage it as you leave, right?
Yes, it does.
It's a
I
10-foot radius?
yeah, that's why I was saying that I can only go. The only person I can take with me without hitting anybody is Nox.
Okay.
And I
You
can
would just catch the corner of it,
Yep,
but
and that's-
none of them.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. What saving throw is it?
Constitution.
Oh, I had +5 to that.
Well,
Yeah, I thought it'd be higher, to be honest.
Oh.
did you fail?
Probably. It's a 14.
I think you failed. I gotta get this.
Roll
It's
damn-
going to be close.
Rolled a 9.
I'm pretty sure you failed. Hey, you failed.
Yes!
15?
15. You get 40-10 thunder damage.
Oh, dude. Roll well.
Yeah,
That's-
don't roll Troy damage.
That's the upside. Where the hell? Oh, it's right there to me. Upside of Warlocks is that I cast at the highest level all the time. So there's 10, 20, 8.
Damn.
You rolled a 10, 10, 8.
And a 7.
35?
Yeah!
Almost max, dude.
Damn.
That's definitely not Troy damage.
No, that is emerald damage.
Although, actually, I've rolled pretty good damage.
As
Yeah.
Emerald, as you
Emerald!
you got it,
Who?
got it
I
on the
said it, I tricked him
you
out.
got it on the brain. Drex, as you grab Nox, and just kind of in a
Drop
flash, just
Knox, we're leaving this spot.
disappear to the.
Nox is already electrically charged, and so just grabbing him was like grabbing a car battery.
Yeah. And as you leave, there's this large.
I can hear it 300 feet away.
It's very loud in here as it echoes around this
question.
room.
Does it also, Thunderstep, does it also not either push them back or knock them prone if they fail?
I don't think so. I think it just does.
I'm thinking of Thunder Wave does that, I thought.
Thunderwave does that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything else other than damage.
Well,
Okay.
it
Thunder stuff is fantastic.
certainly took full damage, so that did not feel good. Anything else,
Good.
Rex?
No, that's all I got.
Okay, Theo, followed by Percy.
I'm gonna whip out the Staff of Commanding Water.
Okay.
Whipping out your stick, huh?
Yep. Let's see. This is
I don't recall hearing any damage resistances other than...
Other than
Non-magical.
non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Alright, I am going to use
I don't know what these things are on the sides, but
Tidal Wave
they're
on the
much safer
staff
than that.
to create a 10-foot wide, 30-foot long tidal wave that gets him and him. 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep. So they will both need to make dexterity saves.
Okay.
This thing is horrible with dexterity
Why that
saves.
is. Thunder Wave pushes them.
Roll with
Thunder
Thunder.
Thunderstep doesn't do anything other than like
No,
teleport
I don't understand what you think it was.
So they.
the trade-off
they
is
both,
being able
he
to
got an
move
11.
Okay.
90 feet anywhere as long as there's an open space.
I love your dice.
Which ones are?
19 points of damage.
I don't know, but it sounds
Okay.
like Jingle Bells.
So that was just a
Oh,
tidal wave, right?
it's
It's
the
not
Christmas
a wall
bells.
of water.
Correct.
I want them. I want anything that has to
I'll show
do.
you guys that briefly.
Okay. So that's the thing that was forming over there dissipates.
And then I would like to move over here, staying in melee with it.
Okay.
Had it before once. Wow. I got my
Actually, I would probably go this side.
I got it for super cheap. Why? Because I'm doing. Hey, remember that one time I
Okay,
did that
anything
for
else?
you? I'm gonna call in that favor.
Okay, Percy, Nox, and then Kai.
I have things I can do now.
So Percy is just going to. I need to clarify. I'm afraid I'm mixing up my game systems. Does it require my move action to reload a crossbow in
No.
5e?
No.
That's a Pathfinder rule, I believe.
Yeah, it takes your action.
Well,
bonus.
all I can find is it says you can never shoot more than one per round.
Mhm.
No matter how many. Like if I have 3 attacks in a round, I can still only shoot one
I'm going
crossbow.
to.
So I just want to make sure because I want to move.
Until you have crossbow expert.
That's right. I'm going to try to shoot that thing back there because this crossbow is not magical.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to shoot that guy because I got line of sight on him.
Pew pew.
Go for it.
I believe. I don't think I'd take any penalties or anything.
No, you can see him.
Go for it.
Come on.
That's
I
only
believe.
Honestly,
it's only a
that's who I
7 on the
wanted-
die.
that's who I wanted to get out of
so a
that
15,
15.
Yeah, good hit.
but I don't get
Everybody
any
would've hit
bonus damage.
40 thunder damage, and that's a lot.
Pop.
So 10 points of non-magical piercing.
Yep.
Okay.
You popped it.
So
Oh, crap,
then
think
I will.
You're gonna bonus action disengage.
I put myself too far back and I can't get to
He's
it.
got reach, so that's why.
Yeah, I'm
Use your
debating.
movement, and then your next turn, go.
Yeah.
I might as well.
I still have bonus. I can only do it, depending on if I get hit, I can only do it one time. If I don't get hit, I can do it.
So I can.
I'm close enough that I can get to the door and around if I need to.
Um,
I disengaged. Bonus action disengaged.
And I could use my channel divinity. And
Anything else?
32.
Nope. That's everything. That's a bonus action and a move action.
Knox.
Your turn. Bud.
I've got ideas.
So do I.
Yeah, I do too, but they're not friendly.
These aren't friendly to it.
Do you need me to be farther away from you than I am?
No, but I might be able to give you some cover in a minute.
That's fine. I didn't even think about that when I moved. That you might have like an AoE type of thing.
Okay.
Y'all are actually playing very well in my favor.
Here's the problem. I don't have
I needed,
anything
like, my dice to say
ranged
something with it.
that does magical damage. So I cannot harm it unless I get in melee. And after what happened in the last combat, Percy's not going to melee.
Ravioli, give me the formioli.
The only thing that the only reason why I've been
Another
holding
three
out so
purples
far
right now.
is because
Okay.
they would be non-magical attacks.
I'm going to cast
Not anymore because you're level 7. Yes.
This is
Shatter
not wild
on
shape.
the big.
This would be polymorph. To turn into
10-foot
what I want
radius
to turn into.
sphere centered on a
So,
point.
why not just save it?
So if I
That's kind of why I'm holding off. But the
Can
whole
I
crab
cast-
does have
Put
blind
it over
sight.
here.
yeah,
In case
I was
it
just
ends
trying
up
to
in
decide
dark
whether or
vision.
not I could hit this one too without hitting anyone
How
else.
big a creature is it?
Huge.
But I don't think so.
Or you could hide underneath the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just
I
cast
could
it.
do a launching attack
I'll
from
just
it.
cast it like over here and hit him
Okay.
with it.
I have
save.
way of doing magical damage.
Yep. Constitution saving.
Fail.
I'm with you. That's what I am.
Yeah.
Natural one.
Yeah.
That's whatever.
And I'm going to
Told you.
burn my since it is
You can get me to within range, and then at least I would
thunder
need attack off. I'd probably
damage.
be with
I'm going
disadvantage.
to use my channel divinity and deal maximum damage.
Okay.
Which
And
is
What did you cast?
3d8. Somebody who's good at math.
24.
24. 24 points of thunder
What
damage.
did you cast?
Shatter at second level.
Okay.
How did you guarantee the max damage?
Her channel
Channel
divinity as a
divinity.
Tempest Cleric.
Did you go 1 level down
Nice.
instead of 3rd?
Yeah.
Good idea.
But yeah, I use my channel divinity. Any thunder or lightning damage that I deal, I can instead of rolling, choose to do the maximum points.
Nice. You get a number of those equal to your wisdom modifier?
Channel divinities are.
Oh no, you get like 2 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do
Yeah,
it
I
one
think
more time.
Yeah.
Anything
you
else?
get, like,
Yeah,
some
and at
of
max
those.
if you
Yeah,
only
it's
get
the same
like
thing
3
as
of
like you turn
those.
undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really. The other abilities are usually really good.
However, a high level of call lightning and I just choose to do maximum
Okay.
damage is gonna be juicy. Like, didn't you understand? That sounded terrible.
It was actually not the phone that made the noise.
It was the charger port.
Oh god, okay.
I'm just gonna.
That sounded expensive.
Yes, it did.
Only God wasn't the phone.
I'm gonna do another set of punchy punchies.
Okay. Punchy punch punch.
Natural 16 for 22.
hits.
Good shot.
Excuse me.
5 magical bludgeoning.
5 magical blood
Since
damage.
I can't roll,
Fair enough.
Punchy 2.
since I can't roll, I might as well make him roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right.
Maximum! That's a 9.
Okay.
I'm just punching the face. It's like I'm playing whack-a-mole.
That's what I was gonna say. Her face pops up, she whacks it, and then another one pops up.
Okay.
Stun him?
Sure, I'll throw a key point at it. Stunning strike.
Can you stun him?
That wasn't one of the things you said. Fail.
Because it might...
Plus 5. Fuck. 13.
Let me double check that, but I think you failed.
It might give us a little bit more maneuverability.
I like this.
No, you just made it!
Oh.
DC Cons 13!
Fuck.
It
Oh yeah.
it starts to get stunned, and then one of the other heads is like bonk.
No. It is so fun when you get locked and stunned.
Flurry, I guess.
Oh, nice.
That's another hit.
Good.
For 4 more magical bludgeoning. Do I do it again? I'm down to 3 key.
I would say probably conserve.
No, I'm down to 4 key. So I just used 2 more.
You used 2 total, right? One
You've
for
used
flurry and one for
3
stunning
Yeah,
so
strike.
far.
so I have 4
What'd
more
you
key
use the other
left.
one
Huh?
What'd you sell them for?
I did flurry the first one.
flurry.
I did the
Does that
flurry
take
the
two?
first round. No. But this
Oh,
is
the
my-
very first round.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, no, I did flurry the first round because
You
that's how I
might
get the
want to
extract
save them
aspect.
because remember, we got more bad guys.
What are you doing?
I get my short rest, I get more back.
That's short. Short rest, I guess. All that stuff, actually.
I'll just
Not sure
punch
we're
him
gonna
again.
get a chance to short rest.
That's a fail.
If we can.
I would not count on getting a short rest. That's
Anything
all I'm
else?
gonna say. Until we fight
Yes,
this.
She is going to. She kind of whips her hands around and kind of, like you saw earlier with the little furs that she had in her hand, a few more appear, and she kind of wisps them into the air, and then these three little tufts of fur all catch fire, and then they. She will cast
Scorching
a
ray?
scorching ray at it. Yes.
Nice. Interesting way to cast scorching ray. I like it. The description.
First one is a 15, which just barely hits. So you guys know.
Is that all the names?
That one is a 18. And
Nice save.
that one's a natural 20! I called that
yeah!
shit. Okay, so 12 plus 4, 16, 10, 26, 3, 29. It's vulnerable times 2.
How much was it?
48.
So 14, so it'd be 43. Oh, it's vulnerable is only an extra 50%, isn't it? It's not double.
No,
It's double.
vulnerable's double.
So it'd be 58.
Yeah.
29, 58.
Yeah, 58.
I thought vulnerable just meant it added 50% on top.
Come on, baby girl, do
I do a
work.
double.
That's fine.
In vulnerable. I do a double.
You're fine. However you
Just
do
know,
it, it's fine.
in case any of you guys become vulnerable in the future, I do double. But also enemies, if they are vulnerable, take double.
Because resistance halves.
Which is, it would make sense if it's vulnerable, it does 1.5 instead
Thank you,
of
Stephen.
2. But
I like 2 better than 1.5.
What do you think about that?
math is
I love
hard.
how you have it just sitting on your shoulder.
Use a calculator.
Look.
You have a phone.
Shut it.
And a computer.
And a computer.
Line ass teachers.
We gotta do that.
Okay. So that's her turn as all 3 of these bolts kind of hit the mark, and especially the last one, it kind of hits it in the chest, and then it boils over its entire body as there's just this loud shriek of pain from all the different faces that are now immediately trying to escape as the flesh kind of starts bubbling in places and
Ugh.
bursting in boils. Some of the heads do fall out, and they tumble across the floor.
One.
Is this thing gonna regenerate?
Not since it got blasted by fire.
Can I?
No, but I mean, if it hadn't,
Oh, yes, it was. It had been.
so we gotta kill it this round or hit it with fire
deal
again
more
next
fire
round.
damage, yeah.
However, she was last, so it is the reset of initiative.
What about the little thing?
So that will trigger at the start of
Okay.
the turn because it wasn't fully formed yet.
Okay, I just want to make sure you didn't forget it.
Yep. So top of the round, it is its turn. However, beforehand, the figure against that was coming out of this moat begins to take shape, and it's this large bestial figure, about 9-10 foot tall, with large curved horns and a bull ring that kind of sits in its nose.
It's Amradorn.
Theo, this creature does look familiar to you in race, but that's it. As it comes out and it's wielding this large, like 2-sided axe in its hand, and this kind of long red cape comes down, but it's all still spectral and ethereal in nature. It just has a form now as it begins charging
At the thing.
at the thing.
Oh,
Oh,
shit! Sorry, guys.
Oh
It
shit!
takes its axe and it and it attempts to make.
Well, the only reason I shot it was because I knew I couldn't do damage to the big guy without changing weapons and engaging.
Just noted.
Wow.
At least it's on the attacks against it.
Just noted. For future reference, we didn't know. It was a threat, potentially.
Hit for.
We're paranoid, okay? Things that get summoned like that, we're paranoid.
Unless you see me do it.
The natural 20 immediately followed by the natural 1.
Ouch.
But it did smack it
It's
for
stuck in its ass.
It looked familiar.
15
I had no
points
idea
of
what it was,
damage. That's its turn. It is now the
It wasn't me.
troll's turn.
Maybe they're trying to
Uh,
break their keep. Maybe there's work beforehand.
Maybe this is one of those previous adventuring parties. Their spirits are lingering, so they want to help us.
They're restless, so then the spirits or something like that.
It's gonna
That's
spend
a
one of its
process.
attacks
I thought I had an idea.
hitting the
Oh.
creature.
You just now making those connections?
It's gonna put
Your brain
two-
just now firing and
It's gonna put
catching
2 into the creature
Oh,
and then 1
yeah.
into everybody
up.
around it.
Breanna.
Well, the thing for her, like, right now is now Kai's like, wait, if that's a thing, she's like firing all cylinders. What if her grandpa was one of those spirits?
What if he's the one that
Oh
Percy
my
just
God.
shot?
Oh.
Or the one Theo drowned?
We can apologize to them later.
That's a miss.
See, that's what I thought.
They're already
So
dead.
now that it's fully formed, the creature kind of turns and swings at it with its body, and one of the heads kind of jumps out and bites onto it for a bit of damage. But they are a little bit more resilient now that they have flesh.
Bodies?
Well, not flesh, but bodies.
However spectral.
I probably should have said something to who those were, but I also had no idea what they were.
So it takes 10 points of damage. One attack coming at you, Theo. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah. No.
I need you to make a con save for me, please. As you take
0.
5 points of piercing damage as it bites you.
No.
1 poison damage!
and 5 piercing.
Yeah, so 6 altogether. Claws are coming at you, Percy, because... No,
Percy.
you're out of its range. It can't
It
hit
should
you.
be unless it moves.
Yeah, so 1 bite at you, and its claws are going to have to go at Anna. Kai, that is a 20 to hit you. I need you to make a con save. As you take 7 points of piercing damage.
Coincidentally, that's the base of what I rolled for my con save. That's a 9.
Ooh, and 8 points of poison.
How much in total?
15. And its claws are going to attempt to rip that apart. Ooh, they do so successfully.
Reduces poison damage.
I'm not
Yeah.
immune to poison damage yet. That's like 11th level monk shit.
Oh, I didn't roll for
I
its
knew it
fucking
was high. I
whirlwind
didn't know how
ability.
high.
Good.
No, you didn't. No, you don't need to.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh,
need
fuck
to.
that.
It's already passed.
She takes 11 points of damage.
It's already passed.
Yeah, and it doesn't regenerate because it got struck by fire, so... That's its turn. Drex.
5, 10, 15, 20, 30, some dashing.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Oh, you dashed?
Yeah.
Okay. Bonus action.
I can't do it all those actions.
Okay.
Well,
Theo.
I can, but I don't have anything right off the top of my head. Yeah, we're good.
I need to get you a bag of tricks.
That'd be fun.
It's taking a lot of damage.
Do you think I'm gonna hold off on that?
No, crappy.
Not
I
feeling
dare you
crabby
to
today.
hit me.
No.
No, Mr. Krabs!
I dare you.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Shillelagh on the
Safe?
Wiggly Staff.
Yep. Does that make it magical?
Yes, it makes the damage magical.
Makes my
It's
melee
not
attacks
already magical?
You're gonna rub your stick until it gets magical?
Yep. And then I'm gonna
Until
smack
gets
it.
hard and magical, yes.
Okay.
That's a dirty 20 to hit.
That dirtily hits it with your wooden hardened stick.
Yep. For 9 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
How do you want to do this?
Yes!
It had 9 hit points
penetrated-
exactly.
Penetrating
No!
so deep.
That strike.
It's a hard stab staff that's magical. How
So-
else are you supposed to take this?
I'm swinging at this thing,
Helicopter motion?
and as I make contact with it, the tentacles just kind of wrap around a face and just pull it out.
Oh, nasty!
And its guts just...
It does, and as this happens, and it starts kind of pouring out of itself.
Kai just backpedals. She's like, not
and
on me,
the
not on
heads
me, not
start
on me.
rolling out of it, and as the heads come out of it, the horrible realization that this thing didn't really have a bone structure, and so as the heads pour out of it, it just collapses inward on itself until it just folds over into this pile of goop that is still smoldering with the flames from when Anastasia had struck it. So the pile of goop does not regenerate, as you do not have to spend 3 rounds attempting to smack it with a torch.
Well, on the bright side, we do have Anastasia with us, so we have somebody else that can
And
cast fire.
as the goop kind of burns and cinders away and begins
It probably smells awful.
dissipating, it actually doesn't. You would think it does, but it does not produce an odor. As it
That's
begins
weird.
I'm
disintegrating,
not arguing.
it turns into this ethereal dust that just kind of vanishes into the air, and left behind is a large for what it is, but it is a key that bears the flaming sigil.
Oh no, it didn't.
One of the keys.
I'll use the staff with the tentacles to, like, pick it up.
Shh.
It's not a tentacle rod, Steven.
Was there a mode tat of it?
I like to think it's one of the pieces of seaweed that was wrapped around it. It's
Squiggly.
just
Are we
grabbing things.
gonna take
So-
a short rest?
So,
Yes, please.
Heal up a little bit?
so was that
Get your spells back. Get my key back.
was
I
that
will
the
use
troll
those.
or the demon?
I feel like that was a demon.
That was actually probably a troll.
That's a troll, I'm thinking.
That's Percy actually in game saying that. Was
Yeah,
that the
I
troll
think
or
that
the
was the
demon?
troll.
When we fought trolls before, though, kind of like that, we had to use fire. So I mean, I'm
that
assuming
makes sense.
Also, the door
opens.
vanishes and opens again.
Are there books on the bookshelf?
This guy that appeared.
Can we talk to him?
Percy's like standing back, still has his crossbow
I'm going to
loaded, but not.
specifically walk
He's like,
to him.
So as
who are you and what's your
the-
story there, mister?
The troll faded, and it turned to ethereal. The spirit's body began to fade as well.
His job had been done.
Interesting.
No chance to talk to it at all.
Right.
Did it have any type of insignia, like Hall of Heroes patch or something, or any kind of other insignia that might identify it?
Nope, it didn't drop anything.
Okay.
And it didn't last.
And I specifically noticed that it was brought in the same way I do things.
All of you give me a quick perception check real quick.
Nope.
Oh my god! Natural 20!
Nice.
I got a 17 for a 19.
Natural 20 for like a 25 or something?
I got a nat 1 for
Ooh.
5.
So
You're distracted.
you two, as you're kind
Perception,
of
24.
you're both kind of taking a large exhale.
Nasty.
Who picked up the key, by the way? Okay, Theo.
Actually, the tentacle rod picked up the key.
Right. How was that?
His dice.
You guys
It's rolling all
hear
night.
this clicking noise, like a lock shifting. This coming from the direction of the bookshelf.
I'm gonna go investigate where I heard it.
Nox is gonna come around with you, but with his shield ready.
Kai's like literally like.
Trust no bitch.
Poke, 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 poke.
As you guys are kind of poking around it,
Pushing on it, pulling
Yeah.
on it a little bit, seeing if it
Nox,
swings one
you're
way or
kind
another.
of leaning against the side of it and kind of give it like a gentle nudge, and it does like move ever so slightly. It looks like it can be pushed.
It's like a Scooby-Doo. Nox goes over and leans against it, and all of a sudden we all turn around and Nox has disappeared.
It's the magical rotating doors.
Yeah, Nox.
I love those. Honestly, those are fun.
Yeah, still trusting no bitch and still hurting real bad. He's just gonna take his shield and go shove this way.
I's kind of using her staff to kind of help push it along. Fulcrum point.
Okay.
Just slowly, at first instance of anything that seems sketch, like you're pushing slowly enough to be able to bail at the last second, but you're not throwing your entire weight against it.
Okay. So as it kind of pushes to the side, there is a very, very small, like maybe 3 foot wide, 6 foot tall kind of opening that is not a part of the castle that's supposed to be here. There aren't walls that encase it. It's like dirt and like rock and natural earth is what you find behind here. And inside, in a prayer-like stance with hands like this, is a humanoid. You can tell from the points in their ears, they are elven. She has this long, dark brown hair that's kind of pulled over the side of her shoulder. Bits of it are braided, but not all of it. Her eyes are closed. Kind of has a really, really thin, pointed face. Dressed in these white and what at one point was probably very beautiful set of robes that bears the symbol of Solterra on the front. The white has been faded from its pearly shine down to like that really dirty, like when you wear the same pair of white socks for like 5 days.
They're yellowed
and it's
and
like
nasty.
Yellowed and blackened and yeah.
White socks typically
However,
are
her
shades of gray.
face, her body, her skin still looks like it's in relatively well kept condition.
I'm gonna poke at her with my staff, just kind of nudge her arm.
As you go to poke her, your staff is stopped just inches before you touch her skin, and you hear this like.
Hello? Hello?
Does this look familiar to Percy at all?
Give me a history check.
I'm gonna get a +1 to this. 16.
16. It does not.
So
She doesn't look like anything that we've encountered before then.
No.
taking the key out of the tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go over near her.
Okay.
Does it seem to do anything, any sort of reaction as I get close?
Not as you get close, no.
That's one of the keys. We gotta get the other two.
Alright, well, can we take
Percy
a
kind of says as he sees Theo walking over by her
This
with the key.
obviously doesn't.
Can we take a short rest, though?
Yeah, this obviously doesn't seem to be an immediate threat.
Is there anything beyond her? Is this just like a room?
No, it's just this little
Like an alcove.
alcove that was carved just big enough to put her in. There is nothing behind her. There is no way to get past her. It's
I can
made just for her body.
One of my 2 third-level spell slots for spell magic.
We might want to save that until we've at least taken out the other 2 creatures.
Yeah.
Did
'Cause I need to conserve my spell slots.
Telazar tell us what race the Arcanist was?
Said he was a he.
You didn't really ask.
No, hold on.
Does okay, so let me ask you this. Or let me put it to you this way. Percy is looking at her, and he's like, this seems to be more like a priest than a magic-y person.
Could she be what summoned the 3 motes that turned into the 9 Minotaur that tried to help us?
Maybe.
I mean, can one of you guys tell, is she a priest or is she a wizard?
Can I tell if she's got a, I don't know.
Does she have a holy symbol?
Yeah.
Well, he said she had the symbol of Solterra on her robes.
That is
Is she a
Wow, I know.
cleric or is she like a priestess? Because there's a difference.
You can either give me a religion check to try and identify symbols that are on her, or you can give me a investigation check to try and piece together what you see.
Religion, much higher.
Okay.
My dice have been okay at best. Eee! Natural 20 for another 24. But my D&D Beyond has died, so
Okay.
hence the just
well,
black screen of
still.
nothingness.
With your natural 20,
When we started.
you recognize the, beyond recognizing the symbol of Solterra, you recognize, by some strange, happening of random knowledge that you've picked up, you do recognize the symbol, of course, but specifically you recognize where these robes are given out. And this is specifically from the temple within the capital of Serenia, Dusol. Solterra is the primary deity of worship on the Serenian side, and she holds the largest shrine in the capital city.
Yeah.
And so these robes are for any devout follower that worships her through the temple. You also recognize on the robes by the neck, there is like a, what are they called? Like a...
Mantle?
No, it's like...
A medallion?
No, it's like what we used to wear over our robes for like choir performances or like graduation.
Like a shawl?
Shawl.
No.
Yeah. No,
It's like
you know what I'm talking about.
it's like a dickie only on the outside. Kind of.
But you know what I'm talking
A
about.
stole?
though. Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that.
I think,
Um,
so anyway, yeah.
But it's layered kind of over her shoulders. That's also a white color, but it's really hard to tell because everything is so faded. But this was a different shade, and the people that wear these particular collars, like shawls kind of things, are people who have gone high up into the temple.
So she's a higher...
She would be
Follower.
considered to be like a high priestess of sorts.
So Nox is going to belay this information.
It's like a graduation stole or a choir stole.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a stole. To the crew, be like, based on his limited religious knowledge, that he's kind of pieced together hodgepodge over the years. That she's like a high priestess in the Dol Sol area.
So this is obviously not
She's
the
some sort of-
arcanist we were looking for.
No, but she's some sort of important lady.
She's someone important, that's for sure, but however, she could have been here for 5 years, she could be here for 5 days, she could have been here for a real long time, folks.
She's an elf. She could have been here for 1,000 years.
So, I don't even...
Well,
Hypothetically, if you were in stasis for so long and people just thought you were dead, then you reappear 300 years later. That would be a bit much. Anyway, so...
Percy will go back and examine that locker that he was going to examine in the first place.
For the point of, streamlining. We'll leave this for a problem for later.
I wrote it all down.
Okay.
So, examine the footlocker. Is it locked?
Here's that.
examine it for traps.
He's not trapped.
Okay. I was gonna roll if I needed to.
Pretty good.
So he will very carefully, crossbow on the back, just takes out a normal dagger, kind of slips it in, and like he's got his magical dagger in his hand, and his other dagger here, and he's like lifting the lid, looking in.
Bite you with the magic.
I wasn't expecting that. I just was afraid something would come out.
As you lift it up, there is something that comes out. A scattering of spiders, I think. And you pry it open, and there is nothing but cobwebs and dust inside.
Okay.
It seems the things in here were simply things to draw your interest.
Can we short rest now? Please.
Yeah, I'm fine with taking a short rest.
I think we all could use some healing, and I want to get my stuff.
I'm down for a short rest. I mean,
Yeah,
That's
because you
up
get
to
your
you
magic
guys.
back too.
my one spell
Percy,
slot that I have.
Percy's fine, but it's up to you guys. He will stand watch.
Yeah, it's
in the
fine,
hallway.
you know.
Okay, just we will wrap up here for the night, but just so you know, before you short rest, Thalzar is still waiting.
Oh shit, yeah. Should we go open the gate first?
Probably. Probably wondering what the hell just happened to
Okay,
us. and-
I'll at least healing hands myself. Real quick.
Let's go open the gates.
That way Thalzar knows we're not just
Yeah, I will.
Fucking off.
dead.
Yeah, I'll just give myself a good old slap on the cheek to tell myself to get my shit together, and then I'll
Well,
heal
I
for
also
7.
wonder if, like, us killing this thing weakened part of the illusion in the courtyard.
That was close.
Or whatever barrier was on the courtyard. Because,
Good
like,
news,
that could
guys.
also be a thing.
I have like 30 health points now.
I didn't get hit.
I'm at 21 of 49.
So as you
I'm at
go
29
down
of
this
68.
hallway, heading towards the gate would be, from where you came out, would be the curve that goes to the left and then down the hall. It is the same length as it was from the top side, so it's another about 300 feet across to get to the. 150 feet
Yeah, we
to
were.
get to the middle, where you know or would think the gate would be. However, along the way, against the side that is the inward side of the castle, you pass by probably 8 or so closed doors.
Not going through any more doors today.
No,
And
for
they're
now.
facing the courtyard side?
So you're in a hallway, and it's rather than the doors that would be facing the outside of the castle, they're leading inward. Yeah.
It's wall.
They could be, like, chambers for guards. They could be anything. But I don't want to poke in them right now.
Well, once we clear
And
out
then
the rest
about-
we'll explore.
90 feet down the hall, so you're about 60 feet from where you want to be. There are 2 more small circular like castle towers that you had seen that were very similar to the 2 that were outside, that were kind of right next to the exit to the courtyard where the hallway that the gate has that building. There were 2 at the back. These would appear to be the 2 in the front that are right next to the gate. They also have a closed door in front of them on each of the sides.
Are there symbols in those?
But then
That's reassuring.
when you actually get to the gate, there are 2 levers on either side of the wall that look, taking the time to kind of test it out, they have to be pulled at the same time.
Cool.
So
Let's go.
two of you kind of pull down the levers, and both the
On the
gates.
count of 3. 1, 2, and pull on 3. Let's
1,
go.
2, 5.
And once the
So wait. Are you gonna say 3 and then we pull? Or do you go 1, 2, and then we pull on 3?
Pull on 3.
Okay, 5. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Had to make it funny.
It would be on par with our group.
yeah, so the gates open, and the wooden doors are now available to be pushed or pulled open, however you wish.
Push.
I would-
We're going to airborne that shit and push them open dramatically.
Okay.
We got a key.
So it does take a couple of you, one on each side, to basically push the massive doors
Yeah.
open.
So what you're saying, it takes both dads to open the doors.
And as it does creep open, waiting outside is the long black-scaled snout of Thelzar, who, as the doors open, is waiting.
Yeah, and he sees fucking Nox beaten and bloodied and bitten.
Kai's got like all kinds of marks on her.
He looks... What happened?
We found one of the abominations, I think.
It was disgusting.
Did you find it, or did it find you?
We found it. We kind of went poking someplace and found it.
We stuck our nose where it really didn't belong.
But good news is we got one of the keys
There's also a
that I
high,
kind of pointed to you.
there's also a high priestess.
Of Solterra in
I
that tower.
don't
Yeah.
recognize these keys. A priestess, you say?
Of Solterra, yeah. Like
Yeah.
from Du Sol, kind of.
And it was a
With a
spectral
body.
minotaur.
She was kneeling and I couldn't even touch her with my staff. Like there was a
Yeah,
barrier.
She was in like a barrier, and then there,
And she's praying.
there were spirits that appeared. We killed 2 of them, but turns out they were friendly.
One of them was a minotaur with a red cape
Yeah,
and a bull ring.
that's what happened.
I like
That
big
may be more
bulls.
to do with my picture.
He said it again!
That's it.
It's been a while.
It's going in the list.
It has been a while.
That may be more to do with my patron than
Yeah. Who knows?
anything else.
How's it been going on your end? Chill? Nice? Looks like it.
What are we up to, about 7? 8?
Hey!
Just think, if we come across a Wendigo, you could just say, I like big bucks on a candy bar.
Oh, I wouldn't say
He
that.
does
No.
look at you inquisitively. This priestess, you said she was elven.
Yeah.
Was she alive?
We didn't like
Think
it.
so?
Or it was one hell of an illusion. I don't know.
She seemed to be in
I
some
couldn't
kind
touch
of
it. There was some sort of barrier. Yeah, there was like a stasis.
or something.
She was praying. Her lips were moving, so she must
But it looks like the alcove that of the room she was in was like made for her. And when we killed the thing, like there was a door that clicked behind a bookcase that Nox and I then went and opened and found her.
Strange. A hindsight, perhaps, in my initial thoughts. My body in this form is too large to navigate through the hallways. I can squeeze through here, though, but for any fight that does not take place in the courtyard, I'm afraid I won't be
I
able to
think
aid
just
you.
having you
Kind
But
of close.
I can
by.
stand here and keep guard for anything that happens to wander through the hallways. And whenever you do, if you get to the courtyard,
Fighting retreat to the courtyard.
Yeah, here's the thing though.
That's only if
I am kind of curious though. I haven't looked in the courtyard yet, but I don't know if that barrier you mentioned is a little bit weaker now that we killed one of these things.
it would be worth checking.
fair.
Alright, you guys can think on that. Think of what you want to do.
Take a short rest.
Probably a
we'll
good
have to-
idea with him right there.
Some of us need some fucking hit points back.
You may. I will not stop you from short resting. I will just remind you that
We are on a little bit of a crunch,
your presence is known, that you're here.
and we
So,
killed something.
Whether you complete your short rest or not, we will have to wait and find out.
Yeah.